Good early afternoon. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibite. Oh, gee. So, guys, I just wanted to get into the charts. No bullshit. Just into the charts. No reading nothing. I think right now we're at an important time. We talked about XLM, how we were starting to have a little bit of a pump, how I thought it was the right way to go over XRP just at the time when we got in. Now, if you look at it, I don't think it's necessarily done, but we have completed that first initial cup and handle that we talked about, right? So now it's either can we get up here and start doing this and then come up and finish the second part of the cup and handle? That's the question. Or do we simply come up here and now we start to pour out? But we could bounce here and still come up. So that's what you have to remember. So that's what I would be looking for. At least to hold at the 27.9 area. 28 cents would be ideal off of this first cup to get to the second cup at 307. With XRP, whoops. Let me get it to the 30-minute. Let this stuff load up. Got a lot of stuff on here. So we're trading between the 81.121 and the 88.7. So if you're asking me which one's the better one to get in now, with XLM finishing its cup and handle and XRP still having, if you look at this logically, so you got about 4.5% on XLM right now to finish this, unless it would stop here. But this would be the first cup to me, and then the second one would be up here. So if you compare it with XLM, the first cup is there. The second cup is at 307. So, I mean, I think it's doing the exact same thing. It's just a little behind in this case. Last time XLM was behind. I didn't go in either of these directions, which I highly considered. I went in a different direction, and we'll see how it works out. But we've got the market where I think everything's in a pretty good position based on what I'm seeing out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, it looks like at the very least, we're rounding this very small area, right? And it looks like we're at the very least we're going to do this. Now, do we pour out of there is my question. Because if we do, you see how we rounded? We came up to here, and that could be the pour out, and then it would just come out. But to me, it rounded. It hit the resistance at 47.99. It came down to 47.183, and if it bounces off of that, then we can get to the real spot where I'm thinking this 49, area, and then maybe up even into here to finish that off. So what I'd be looking for right now is we're going to try to hold this 30-minute time frame at around 47,000. What is that? 47,000 like 300 area. And if we can hold this, we're going to start to make a little bit of an aggressive push here by Bitcoin. It's just the way the pattern's set up, like I said the other day. If it would all depend how we reacted to that blue line. Ready? One time, hold. On the downtrending resistance. Twice, hold. 3 times, hold. No coincidence that this is probably just a left shoulder. Now it's going to pop up into here. I really believe that. Especially if it holds this area right here. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't do something like that and extend out to a head, because it looks to me like it's extending into a left shoulder now on a short 30-minute time frame. It's not like, oh, this is a left shoulder on a much larger thing, but we talked about that downtrending resistance. If it could hold that, we could have a nice pump here before it came back into the zone. And you can see it. You can see it. So it's just a matter of, are we going to come back down and hit it again? I still think what I'm playing is that, like when we first started coming down, I said it looked like we would still have to make a shoulder here just to come back down. So does that mean we would have to swing around and be rejected at 50,000 before we came down? That's kind of what I'm playing here. So if you guys were in Tom's Army, I'm going to show you the importance of being in Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. For that price, getting the Telegram, right, with all these people. We've been talking a lot. I even came on here and talked about what I was thinking with positions and whatever. So that's what I'm looking at. So you can get in here and talk to me. I talked to a lot of people on here. But if you were part of Tom's Army, the most important thing about this is I put out a video, not a ton of people seen it, so 17 people. But I said, Theta breaking news, are we on the cusp of a greater than 20% pump? And then that was for Tom's Army members. So if you're part of the Army, make sure you're watching that. I know a lot of people are out doing their own thing right now, but still, that's there, that's available. And it discussed my position, my personal position, that I've been wavering back and forth, but since I let it out to the members of Tom's Army, I'm going to share my logic with everybody. I got into Theta. So what happened was in the daily time frame, I'm going to explain it the best way I can. We had a nice pull down. I've been watching Theta for a long time. This pull down, I didn't buy that candle, neither of those two. I bought this candle wick right here. I had it marked down at $4.77. This pulled back, and this one right here, it only came down to $4.77. I bought it when it looked like it wasn't going to come past there on that reversal candle. Now, that's the reversal, but now this is like kind of, I consider these the reversal holds. You know, if it hits and it breaks past the candle before it, then we can start making a move on this candle. If it hits this and gets rejected, then you just come right back down. That's why it's an aggressive, risky trade here. So at $4.77, I have a little bit of room here, and it's doing exactly what I was hoping for. So if you're in it, don't be detracted by the little downturn just now in the last 30 minutes. Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get topside, and we're trying to hold that $4, and it's moved up slightly. We're trying to hold $4.89. And if this at worst is playing out like I think, it's much like Bitcoin. I think the first level you would have, and my first target is right here at $5.31. Then you would have $5.40. And ultimately, you could start moving up the food chain all the way up to $5.97. And the reason why that's important is in the daily time frame in Theta, you can see it comes right above at about $6.03 roughly. Is the daily time frame up here, $6.06. So it correlates very well with the touch up there at $5.97 if we were able to, in fact, turn this into a reversal. And what I'm looking at is we broke back up, and it's something much bigger, guys. The reason why this was such an important area for me to buy, if it held at $4.77, this is in my much larger symmetrical triangle that goes all the way back. And I've been waiting for an opportunity to get back in Theta, as you guys know. This goes back to March of 2021. So almost a year. But look how we went all the way up and retraced from the top. So look how true this holds, guys. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing that I look for. And if it breaks through, we know we're going to have a significant correction. And that's fine. Because we have our stop losses where I don't put them in the system, but I do it manually. That I know my areas. So what we're looking for here is one, we followed out 1, 2, 3 times, but every time we successfully pulled back in, we came back up to the top of the symmetrical triangle. Obviously, there's not going to be as much room for profit here right now because the symmetrical triangle is closing, meaning our big move is going to have to happen here sooner rather than later with Theta. And I am pretty bullish on Theta that this could be a bull flag right here. So it's pretty interesting how high up this could go in the near future. So, but what I'm saying is let's look at this logically. You guys are getting a little bonus extended coverage here. And if you like Theta, you should be thrilled that I'm in a position because I tend to venture into my positions on here. So, we came up through here, right? First hit, resistance. Resistance, little wick up. Came down. About a 50% retracement. Came back up, resistance, all the way down to support. Came up to that, again, that part that was being used as support here at 673. It got resisted down, but we're still within the symmetrical triangle. Downtrending resistance. This is, this is a straight across support. So then we came down, hit the support. So we have resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, support 1, support 2. And you don't even need to do 2 here. You could say that's only 1 because it never technically came down. But anyhow, resistance, 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 support, support, resistance, confirming once again that symmetrical triangle, support, reconfirming, that's 3 hits on the bottom, 4 hits on the top, come back up to resistance, resistance, support, fall through, but quickly pull back up. Now we hit support again on the symmetrical triangle, which means to me we have a pump coming. If we're going to hold true, this should play back up to the top of the triangle, the symmetrical triangle, which is what I drew out. That arrow, it came sideways, but this arrow is supposed to represent a push back up to the top of the symmetrical triangle, which, yes, it would break over the daily, but that would be if it played true to this pattern. And conveniently enough, guys, you try to look for some confluency. One, we hit that symmetrical triangle support line perfectly on the back test. Two, if this is a cup and handle and we hit this, one, that's downtrending resistance. Two, it finishes off a cup and handle. You pour out of a cup and handle and it'll come right back down to support structure. Sometimes when you see confluency, that's where you take the chance, and it's all matching up on my technical. So that alone is why I bought Theta at $4.77. A lot of people are like, well, why didn't you buy it before? Well, because I didn't want to buy it when it fell through. I didn't know how far it was going to fall. So once I didn't buy it here and it had already come up, there's no point of buying it at 450 or 445 when it made this fall through again, right? Because we didn't buy it down here. This isn't part of this move. It's from the fall here down. So why didn't you buy it at 455? Because it was on the bottom side of the symmetrical triangle, and I didn't want to get caught with my pants down here on the symmetrical triangle and have to sell out right away. So what I chose to do was I chose to wait for it to come back through and ride the symmetrical. And now you can see it created a W here, a hanging W. And to me, this looks very bullish. So we're going to have to wait to see how this plays out. But for all those reasons and all those reasons alone is why I'm comfortable with my positioning. And you can see just like all of these, like Bitcoin, yeah, it had a nice little pull down. But it's trying to use the 47.1 as support right now. And if it does, in the 30-minute time frame, I mean, if it bounces off of this, we got a long time to go today still. If it bounced off of this finally and then it comes back up, you could be looking for a little bit of a move here. I'm just saying a lot of the charts are speaking to a little bit of a pump here. And we're on top of XRP very early, on top of XLM very early, because we were on it pre-pumps. ZIL, DGB, well, DGB is the one we're focusing on right now, but DGB, you know, we talked about yesterday, and now you look at the 30-minute time frame in the last 30, 60, 90, just from yesterday when we talked about this, and I consider DGB, it's just the fees are too much, so it has to only be for long holds. I can't swing trade it. But I mean, it's up almost. It was up almost 3%. It's just over 2% right now. It's up from yesterday when we were talking about this. But it finished off that initial cup. Now can we come up and do some of the stuff we need to do? It looks like we're going to, because it's top end of the 200-day and the 30-minute time frame. That's what I'm saying. We're seeing a lot of confluency in the charts if it can just hold these levels. There's also a lot of confluency that says if we don't hold this level, there's going to be a significant drop through, and you're going to have your stop losses. Like, I don't have one for here. If it breaks out of the symmetrical triangle, well, yeah, so that's at $4.77. Other than that, I don't really care what it does until it finishes what I see, because if it does hold true and play back to the top of the symmetrical triangle, which it's done the entire time, you're talking a New Year's pump of 31%. I'm all about that. All about that if that's what it wants to do. If not, and it only wants to come to this first cup, I can make a decision at 8.9%, 11.58%. More likely you would finish this after this. So, and then you have the level of 17%. So there's a lot of levels here. So I'll keep you updated, but it's a beautiful, beautiful development here. And if you look at the rest of the crypto market, I mean, we're on top of this, guys. And yes, I'm bearish when I need to be bearish. And I'll tell you when there might be a little bit of a bullish narrative creating. But I'm not 100% on this. This is a 50-50 shot. But with Theta, you've got the technicals in your favor. It's just if you fall out of these technicals, you guys see what can happen here. Fortunately, Theta made a pump. And now it's holding that support line. So we can kind of play the symmetrical triangle and try to, you know, we're putting the odds in our favor here. There's no guarantee that market manipulation doesn't just push it through. We're trying to put ourselves in the best possible position to succeed. And the best thing is Bitcoin is over that support right now. So it's giving us a little bit of credence here. Obviously, there's a risk and reward. To me, the reward outweighs the risk here just because of positioning purposes by Theta. And XRP, it was the same way. XLM, same way. And for XRP, if you're holding, you should be thrilled right now because it popped over the 30-minute time frame, and now you should get a back test. You know, it could back test right down to 84,898. It could even come through a little bit and then pull its way back up and show strength. Happens a lot. There's a lot of manipulation. I wouldn't be surprised even if they pulled it down to 83 just to shake people out. Look at XLM. See what happens? Once it hits the 30-minute time frame, it bounced over, and I told you guys once it bounced on it and confirmed it, it was the move to go. So now we're gonna see if it finishes what we've been talking about. It's got a lot of work to do still. Now it should get rejected at 29.1 momentarily. It doesn't have to come all the way to 27.9. It just needed to get that minor rejection like it got. And now it should pull down to at least into this level right here. It can come down farther, obviously, and then it should swing up. As long as the market conditions hold true. You should trade inside of a box like this for a minute and then right back up. So that's what I'm expecting. As long as Bitcoin doesn't roll over, the market is a feeding frenzy right now. If Bitcoin rolls over, well, and with Theta, what's the ideal buy-in? Well, I mean, if you're thinking it's going to break out, this is a perfect spot because it's on the 489 area of support. But the closer you can get to that $4.77, which obviously that's a little bit lower than the circle or the symmetrical triangle, but the closer you can get to that area, so it's $4.81 is like that spot on the symmetrical, where if it hits again, so, but 477 I think is a good spot. But I think we're looking good here. I think we're looking good for at least a move up to $5.22. And if it wants to dash our dreams, so be it. If I were to have to get out because it proves to me at $5.23, so you go from $4.77 up to here, I mean, that's 9.2%, but I don't care about that. I only care what it would get everybody else. If you're just tagging along right now, because it's not late in this process, guys. I just did this not, what? It was like 12, 16 hours ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was today. So let's just say from 489. So the first area is 6.76 and then 10.64. So, but I mean, if you look at this, that's a much larger cup and handle than just right there if we can get through it. So it's a risk, but we're looking at the symmetrical triangle play. When you're trying to be a technical trader, you trade technical targets. And if you look at this logically, guys, from a longer standpoint, I know I keep going back on Theta, but you do this, and it's a symmetrical triangle right to the point. I mean, it really is. So we're going to see if this plays out. XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure to hit that like button. Turn that bell notification to all. And not only subscribe to the channel if you're new or returning, consider joining Tom's Army so you can get my up-to-the-minute position updates. And then also, I can keep you updated. We can talk on Telegram. And then you get my exclusive emojis, which are cool. You get them next to your name on YouTube. And then you get the exclusive content. At this point, help support the show. I really don't see any reason not to. And I really would appreciate it. Your guys' support allows me to do this free of charge. For the general public, and I can put my updates out, and I'm able to advance the show quality. As you guys know, the money that I received from some income, I bought this tablet because I wanted to put it back towards the show, and I think it looks fantastic. So again, XRP Future Millionaire, I thank each and every one of you, the almost 5,400 subscribers and the 172 members of Tom's Army. It's been a pleasure. It's an honor leading this crew, and I want to do something that I haven't done in a very long time. Oh, yes. You know what time it is. I know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's not get caught in the flood. Cause we might pump before a crash, but we're gonna crash. Oh yeah, we're gonna crash. But not until we might pump and stack our bags a little bit, but we have to correct. Pay attention. Be in the driver's seat. Honk honk. So, XRP. There you go. Frame it. So, hit that like button, turn that bell notification to all. And don't make the son disappointed while he's taking his afternoon stroll on this beautifully snowy Sunday afternoon in the great state of Michigan.